Welcome to the UnderCut, your motorsports home. I'm Robert Dutzar. With the racing world on pause for their foreseeable future, drivers around the world have turned to simulators. For the most part, the simulator races around iRacing have been a success. That was until Darrell Wallace Jr. lost his sponsorship due to a rage quit, and it got even worse this past weekend. Kyle Larson, Chip Ganassi racing driver, let out a racial slur during an iRacing event organized by other drivers. During the race, it appeared he had lost communication with his spotter and was trying to see if he could hear him. After asking, "You can't hear me?" a few times, Larson let out the racial slur. Immediately after the slur was silence until fellow iRacing driver Anthony Alfredo said, "You're talking to everyone, Kyle." Within days, it was reported on Twitter via Bob Pockers and Adam Stern, and later confirmed by NBC, that NASCAR and Larson's team has suspended him. Subsequently, sponsors denounced their partnerships with Larson. With no sponsors, Ganassi had no choice but to release him a few days after it happened. In a statement with The Guardian, Chip Ganassi said, "After much consideration, Chip Ganassi Racing has determined it will end its relationship with driver Kyle Larson." Ganassi worked quickly filling Larson's seat, bringing Matt Kenseth, 2003 NASCAR Cup Series champion, into the team to fill the seat. In an interview with NBC Sports, Ganassi said, "I have always said that when we have to fill a driver spot, that I owe it to our team, our partners, and our fans to put the best available driver in the car. We are doing exactly that with Matt." Shifting gears for a moment, Dale Earnhardt Jr., NASCAR's most popular driver, has released a new book, Racing to the Finish, My Story. At the end of the 2017 season, Dale Earnhardt Jr. retired from full-time stock car racing, healthy. This was something that Earnhardt thought might not be possible after all his concussions. This book details how concussions affected a majority of his career. It opens with Earnhardt's concussion specialist, illustrating the pressure athletes deal with, sacrificing personal health for career success. The self-reflection includes opening up about frustration with the slow recovery and determination to share personal experiences to help others from suffering in silence. Near the end of his career, after dealing with concussions and subsequent anxiety, he decided that he had to get his story out there. He recounts many vicious crashes and shares notes written while experiencing the symptoms and struggles getting in the car. The first reflection looks back to 2014 at Talladega Superspeedway. He says he backed off because he didn't want to get hurt again. This came about because a month prior he had crashed hard at Texas, and he had experienced symptoms that he had when he had concussions back in 2012. Earnhardt details what he was dealing with, including taking notes he kept about his concussion symptoms in his iPhone. Notes were often short, simple, like hit oil and slammed the wall, instant headache, felt lazy, and one beer drunk the rest of the day. "Don't consider this as serious as some," Earnhardt said. Earnhardt's story is one many athletes go through, struggling through injuries, not to hurt the team's success or appear to be that weak. Shifting gears once again to a lighthearted story from the world of iRacing, this weekend, an animal took the NASCAR world by storm. First reported by Fanside.com and DogODay.com, Alex Bowman's dog, Finn, appears to have won the NASCAR Pro Invitational Series virtual race at Talladega. This was a much improved race weekend after he apparently crashed while filling in for Bowman last week. Bowman tried to say that this was actually him who won in an interview with the official NASCAR Instagram account. He said, "We have a deal worked out. If something good happens, I get the credit. If something bad happens, that's Finn's fault." Bowman finished the interview saying, "He's a dog. I get to write the contract pretty much, however I want, and he'll sign it." These past few weeks have been rough for iRacing, as they've had to deal with the Larson situation and Darrell Wallace Jr. losing a sponsorship after rage quitting 2 weeks earlier. Finn's story brought a much-needed smile to everyone's face dealing with the current situation. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait till next weekend's race at Dover to see whether Finn or Bowman can take victory again. I'm Robert Dutzar, this is The UnderCut, your motorsports home, and I will see you next week.